like, I think StarCraft, well, to me, it was just a game at first, and then it became so much more when, like, you get involved, you put kind of your soul into it just to share what you have, your love with and share with other people.
Yeah.
Then you meet, like...
Hey, SE Historian here, and today we have another piece that isn't in my usual vein of content. I met Khoi at DreamHack Atlanta, where he was showing off his amazing battlecruiser model. And as awesome as that is in and of itself, it's actually his connection with his dad that really stood out to me. You don't see a ton of elderly guys dressed up in BC Commander costumes at StarCraft events, but Khoi's dad did anything but stick out. He fully embraced the cosplay, marched back and forth in an exaggerated fashion in front of the battlecruiser, the whole 9 yards. The mutual support and love that was on display between this father and son duo was heartwarming to see, and I just had to share this story. If you've been enjoying my work, be sure to get subscribed. If you really love what I'm doing here, consider supporting me on Patreon. The link is in the video description. That said, let's jump in to my word with Khoi.
So Khoi, thank you so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
So tell me a bit about yourself. What are you doing here? Why are you in Atlanta?
So I'm here for a cosplay contest. I'm here to showcase my battlecruiser from StarCraft, and also to watch the games.
What got you interested in StarCraft in the first place?
So I was a kid. I was probably 5 or 6 year old. My brother, he brought back a CD of StarCraft, the original one, and then I started playing the game, and I was playing a Zerg race, I think. I fell in love with the graphics and the gameplay and the creatures and the whole world thing, and from then it just became like my favorite game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's so interesting to me, like, what elements of the game capture people, right? Like why, like I think a lot of different people, there are many different reasons, right? Like some people love the high stakes intensity of 1v1. Right. Some people love it for the art. Some people ended up loving it for the arcade games or co-op or just the campaign.
Right.
And there's so many different avenues that people end up taking, and it's cool though because we all end up in the same place, right?
In the same place, yeah. Or sometimes it's just like everything all together, you know.
Exactly.
For me, it started like with all the characters and then the campaign. And then the competitive aspect of it came like after, when like more into StarCraft 2 when I started watching like the first competitions.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, this game is so intense when it's played at pro level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you're here showing off your battlecruiser. You're obviously in a commander uniform.
Yeah.
Tell me about your battlecruiser, man. Like what inspired you? How long did it take you?
Oh, so it took me 2 years to build it. What inspired me to build it? So I'm a cosplay on the side. I do it as a hobby. It's been over 10 years. I actually made a Hydralisk and an Archon before the battlecruiser, just because I love StarCraft.
You brought Hydralisk to BlizzCon, right?
Yes.
I wasn't there, but I remember seeing it.
Oh yeah, that was me.
Very cool.
Thanks. And then I was okay. Well, I got a Zerg. I got a Protoss. What can I do for a Terran? You know, something. You know, I've seen already like people making like Marine costume, Jim Raynor as a hero. So I was like, okay, well, we got those, and also the Ghost. I think the Dark Lady cosplay, she made the Ghost. So I was like, okay, what can I do that's different? And you know, I was like, well, nobody ever built a ship. Why not? We can try that.
Sick. Yeah, no, I mean, obviously it turned out pretty unbelievable. I'm sure you're very proud of what you did.
Yes.
So, you know, another thing that's incredibly interesting to me about you and your presence here is that you brought your dad along.
Yeah, he's like I can say probably my #1 fan. Like he's so supportive. He is like always willing to help, and he and we both drove down here, and he helped me like put everything together, make sure everything is okay. If there's anything broken, like help me navigate through the convention. Yeah, he's been there since day one, and I'm very grateful to have him.
It's unbelievable, you know. It's one thing to be supportive of your child, and to, you know, give them a pat on the back and you know, let them know that you're proud. And of course that's all amazing. But it seems like your dad kind of takes it to the next level a
Yes,
little
he
bit.
does.
Like
Yeah.
he drove down with you for what, 20 hours?
Yeah, 20 hours. Yeah,
20
split
hours
over 3 days.
20 hours over 3 days to spend the whole weekend in Atlanta at a convention that he otherwise probably wouldn't care about.
No.
And on top of it, he, you know, dressed up with you and like, yeah, I don't know. There's just something so beautiful there.
Yeah, I can't ask for more anything
Yeah.
really. I have to say, like, but he was also my inspiration to become like kind of an artist, like a cosplayer, because he used to build little model stuff at home, you know, out of like simple material, cardboard, foam, and I just picked up after him. And he loves filming, so he loves taking like family video and helped me. So most of the footage that we have of my cosplay is from him. Yeah.
So does he like understand StarCraft or?
At first, no, but I think after this weekend he understood actually a lot more, because we actually watched the games and I was explaining to him. So we're Vietnamese and he doesn't speak a lot of English.
Sure.
So I kept like telling him, okay, this is what happens, you know, like he's like building this to go there, you know. Oh yeah, look, he's doing a back attack, and now he understands more. He's like, and he loves military stuff as well. So I think StarCraft was a good match for him. Like
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
I love to see, like, I mean, anything in game really, but StarCraft specifically, I feel like I've seen so much, like, not only bringing people together with friends, but bringing family together. And,
Yeah.
like, I think that's so special. And I think, you know, sometimes we get hyperfixated on the, you know, community and the competitive scene and all this stuff, and or even just the game itself. But, you know, it really is more than a game, you know, and,
Yes.
and the way that it impacts people is
Yes.
so much bigger
Yeah.
than just a game. And, you know, people like yourself and the connection with your dad is so much proof of that, right? Like,
Yes.
it's clearly this has changed like your life in a big way.
In a big way, yeah. Like I think StarCraft. Well, to me, it was just a game at first, and then it became so much more when like you get involved. You put kind of your soul into it just to share what you have, your love with it, and share with other people.
Yeah.
Then you meet like people who like, you know, share so much time, like just like putting all their energy to like make the game better, or like helping the community reach together, like connecting people around. Okay, like still we got a tournament here, you know, we got an event here, you know, why don't you come? Like let's make this fun, you know, around the game. And it's beautiful.
Do you have a like specific like favorite memory from your time in the StarCraft community?
My first tournament that I've been to watch, NASL, I think 2011, I want to say 2012, something like that.
When the Koreans came?
Yes, the Korean came. Oh my God, there was was it MC? There was MC.
Slayers came, right?
Slayer? Yeah, maybe.
No, the team, right? Like that was. I don't know if it was that
remember.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, because like there was boxer, MMA. I mean, I don't know. That might have been a different event than what you're talking
might
about.
have
It wasn't
been, yeah.
NASL, but
Yeah,
maybe
it was an
there obviously a
NASL in
bunch of them.
Canada, so I'm not sure if it was the same.
Gotcha.
But like Scarlett was coming up.
Nice.
It was like her beginning,
Yeah.
and it was my first tournament. I went with my best friends. We also play like we used to play StarCraft together in college, and oh my God, it was just. We were so just like, wow, like just to see everybody around you loves the same game as you, has that same like vibe, and like we're watching the pro, and it was just insane. And since from then we just started like looking for more events and like or just watching like Twitch online events when it was not offline, and yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
I can still remember it.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. 12 years later.
12 years later, yeah.
It's insane how vivid some of that stuff feels, you know, after so much time. I feel the same way about like, I was at the 2013 Rebel Battlegrounds, and you know, that's the famous moment of Scarlet with the Baneling bombs versus Bomber, and like,
yes.
yeah, I really can just look back on that like it was yesterday. That was such a magical moment for the community and for me. But yeah, I think I think that about does it. I really appreciate your time, and I think
Thank you.
I think what you do is awesome. The battle cruiser is unbelievable. The Hydralisk was cool, but this thing is on a different level.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you for contributing what you do to the scene.
Well, thank you too for doing this and for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Of course, it was great talking with you.
Thanks, Ahmed.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Get subscribed so you don't miss out on future releases like this one. If you really enjoy what I do here, consider supporting me on Patreon. The link is in the video description. That's all for now, my friends. Until next time.